waiting for the live stream. Oh, we're live now, Lucy. Hold on. We're going to make sure that we're live on the other one, too. Yeah, hi. Yeah, hi. Oh, my goodness. Can you say hello to everybody out there? Say hello, Lucy. Oh, my goodness. Mwah. Hi, I'm Dr. Jessica Hebert of the PDX Broadsides, and this is Lucy Hebert, Miss Lucy, Luciana Heberticus Mittens O'Brien, first of her name, long shall she reign. And we're going to have some story time with Lucy, huh? Yeah? What is going on? It is crazy out there, huh? Do you hear any noises? It's my husband and his friend re-explaining episodes of Blackadder to each other. They're very excited.
He hasn't seen it. I'm explaining to him.
So, Lucy, are you ready for some stories? Can I get you to lie down, please? Lie down. Very good. Miss Jill has already given an extra $20 so that you get some treats. That was just a bonus treat. And I want to make sure that we've got our chat ready to go. Stream chat. It didn't seem to be working real well last night. I don't think anybody got their things through, but if you can see it and you want to try, that's great. Or as the makers of Prongle said, once you pop, that's great. You don't get to go anywhere, you silly goose. You have to stay here with me. That's part of the deal. If you want treats, you have to bear the story time. All right. I think we're ready to go. What do you say, Lucy? Should we have some reading? You can start with a treat, thanks to Miss Jill. Oh, my goodness. We are very, very excited, aren't we? This is a hickory bacon flavor made with real chicken. Have you ever heard of a chicken bacon? I've never heard of a chicken bacon. Or are you even saying please? Please, please. Yes, I see. There you go. Boy, a good girl. Yes. So today we're reading to Lucy. And if you are a brand new backer, or for every $10 increment that you raise your pledge to help the PDX Broadsides make relatable content, the album and tour, Miss Lucy gets a treat. And they're a little treat. She'll be okay. It won't bother her tummy too much. But should we read a little bit from Eureka? So this is Eureka by Dane Alt and Ashley Hammond. It is 30 lesser-known scientists, like scientists that you should definitely know about. And it's the art book about scientists who changed the world. It's beautiful. You can get it online. They're currently moving to Kansas City, so their online shop is, I think, on pause, but you can see them at a whole bunch of cons all over the U.S. All season. Just look for Monkey Minion Press, and they do a ton of other things too, including the beautiful art book Beyond, all about NASA satellites. And we read that when you're in the bathtub, as well as David Malky's Wonder Mark. Lucy likes that too. So let's read a little bit from Eureka, shall we? Yeah. What one should we start with? We should start with Mama's favorite, huh? Mama's very favorite scientist is Rosalind Franklin, which should surprise no one. Rosalind Franklin is the true discoverer of the structure of DNA. Or, as my favorite biology joke goes, what did Watson and Crick discover? You know, Lucy. Watson and Crick discovered Rosalind Franklin's notes. Yes, they did. They're very cheaty bastards. But you're not. Okay, Rosalind is on a page. There she is, page 64, near the end. After Jonas Salk. There's Jonas Salk. We'll read you Jonas Salk too, because Salk said some very wise things. So, Rosalind Franklin. Here, you can see the page too, and then Lucy will see it, though she can't see color, so she's getting kind of cheated. Look at that beautiful artwork of Rosalind Franklin. Rosalind Franklin, DNA crystallized. In the early 1950s, scientists were racing to solve one of life's biggest mysteries, the shape of DNA. Solving this mystery could help unravel the secrets of life itself. Scientists already knew that the DNA molecule existed, but it was too small for anybody to look at. So, with the right building blocks, no one had a correct model for DNA. Nobody, Lucy. It was very sad. Rosalind Franklin, a British chemist and X-ray crystallographer, was recruited by King's College in London to one of the three teams working on this problem in 1951. Using X-ray crystallography, a method for seeing the atomic and molecular structure of crystals by shooting them with X-rays, Franklin was able to identify two of the three major different forms of DNA. Do you know what those forms are? I bet you do. I'll give you a kibble. The forms are A, B, and Z DNA, and it all has to do with the way that the DNA twists. Helixes go one way for A and for B, and then Z, they're reversed the other way, and it's all about the space in between those twists. Three forms of DNA. We're learning. At the same time, James Watson and Francis Crick, boo, headed up another team researching this problem at Cambridge. Through their own research, they theorized that the molecules should be helical or twisted, but they still had trouble making all the pieces fit properly. They had some help from Linus Pauling about twisting, but they had the backbone on the wrong side, the outside, not the inside. Back at King's College, Franklin was producing better and clearer images from the X-rays. In 1952, she created Photograph 51, which shows a distinctive X pattern that was consistent with the helical structure Watson and Crick had proposed. Franklin's research also showed that the two helices were probably anti-parallel. That means they were running in different directions. In addition, she'd noticed the molecule's backbone location as outside rather than the inside, as Watson and Crick theorized. When a colleague gave Watson and Crick access to Franklin's Photograph 51, his name was Maurice Wilkins. He was her boss. He technically had access to them, but it was a dick move. And research, they knew exactly what the data meant for their own DNA model project. I bet they did. Using her photo and research, Watson and Crick corrected their DNA model. They published this first correct model of DNA in 1953 in the same journal that Franklin published her discovery of the exterior backbone in BDNA. In fact, it was in the very same issue. Franklin's work, along with Raymond, I can't remember his last name, he was the grad student, got published further back in that same journal, so it looked like an afterthought. It was sincerely not cool. Though she was not credited at first, Franklin's work helped Watson and Crick to produce a DNA model breakthrough, which later led them to winning the Nobel Prize with her boss, Maurice Wilkins. Convenient. Franklin had died before the prize was awarded. Didn't matter. They weren't going to give it to her. The successful DNA model paved the way for further research, understanding, and discovery, not only by Watson and Crick, who didn't discover anything, and Franklin, who did, but an entire generation of geneticists. The end. That's all about Rosalind Franklin. My piano, which we were able to get because of trust issues, our last Kickstarter, is named Rosalind Franklin, and I wrote a sort of ballroom polka on it called, I think there might be kids watching, so it's F. Watson and Crick. And if you'd like to hear that, maybe if we get to some stretch goals, there might be a release of that. But we've got to fund first. 12,500 is our goal, and we're getting closer and closer. And we're here tonight because you got us to 75% on Friday. We are currently at 85%, which is amazing. Yes, I know it is amazing. I'm going to read you some more, but I'm going to check to see if anybody else pledged to give you treats, and so that you learn to read real good. Real good. Any questions from the internet? Feel free to talk to us in the various chat boxes. Hello. We are glad to see you, and thank you for helping make relatable content a reality. Oh, goodness, Lucy. Oh, goodness, I think you're getting more treats here in just a second. Yes. Okay, so Miss Jill sends you some love, and so does Shelby. What? Shelby also sends you some love. So you've had one. You can have another one of your hickory bacon flavored, made with real chicken, omega-3 and 6 fatty acid. Yumsies. Yeah, there's number 2. Oh, okay, that one was kind of gross. It was kind of gross, Lucy. Bah. I'll tell you what. Let's read another story and then you can have another one. If you have a favorite scientist that you'd like us to read about, please make a comment in the chat. We would love to hear about it. In fact, I'm operating my phone from there. Yes, love for Lucy. Yes, Shelby sends you love and treats. And by the way, we did discover this. Oh, Lucy, no, come back. If you pledge extra cash on our Kickstarter and you don't claim the next reward level up, that extra cash can go towards things on Backer Kit at the end of the campaign, as long as we fund. So you can get extra pins, you can get old CDs, you can get T-shirts. So that money will still work for you if you want to do that. We're big fans. Yes, I know. Oh my goodness, we're getting chin scritches. It is the best. Come here, Puppo. Come here. Silly girl. All the way into the lab? Okay. She's a Muppet. She is a 70-pound, fierce doggo, as you can tell. We think she's probably Wheaten Terrier and Bouvier, so she's a Houvier, but we're not for sure. She's a rescue. We adopted her from a British family who was moving, and they'd adopted her from the Yamhill County shelter. And she's a mix of things, but you will not find a sweeter, more snuggly dog ever. All dogs are good. Your dogs are good. Lucy is good. Lucy is a good dog. Bow, bow, bow. You want to read another story? Let's read another story. If you have a favorite scientist, please call it out. If they're in the book, I will read about it for you. I'll tell you a couple of scientists are in here in case you are interested in them. Brahmagupta, Max Planck, because you can't say Max Planck and you can't say Max Planck. It's Max Planck. Nettie Stevens, Emmy Nutter, Henrietta Leavitt, all sorts of options in a really good balance of representation in this book. In fact, let's start with Brahmagupta. And here's the beautiful drawing of Brahmagupta from Dane and Ashley. Ooh, full color. And again, you can get this book, Eureka, an art book about scientists who changed the world, from Dane and Ashley. It's also available Monkey Minion Press. And they also have a bunch of art prints from this book for sale, and they are all stunning. I actually have the Rosalind Franklin one here, and I love it so much. I need to get it framed and hung up on my wall along with the Rosalind Franklin that Dylan McConis drew for me. And I love Rosalind art. If you ever want to know what to get me for my birthday, which is actually Saturday, it's May 18th. It's this weekend. Rosalind Franklin art, or fund this Kickstarter. Lucy, come here. Uh-oh. Come here. We're going to read one more about Brahmagupta and try to get you not to drool on this book. Hi, Dane. Dane wrote this book, so say hi to him in the chat, because without Dane, we wouldn't be reading about scientists today. So Brahmagupta, the poetry of mathematics. Imagine a world without the number 0 and no concept of negative numbers. Today we use 0 and negative numbers constantly in our daily life, from temperature readings in the winter to debt payments and basic algebra. The idea of 0 meaning not only nothing, but being a number in its own right seems obvious, but that wasn't always the case. A famed Indian teacher of mathematics and astronomy who worked in the 600s Brahmagupta wrote 2 books that laid out a series of very important mathematical rules for the first time. These books were written in elliptical verse and served to teach the mathematics and astronomical rules and theories to generations of scholars in India and throughout the Arab world. Brahmagupta was the first to write down rules for treating zero like an actual number. Prior mathematicians had used zero as a placeholder or a symbol that stood for nothing. Lucy, you can't go yet. There's more treats to be had. But Brahmagupta recognized that zero could be used in equations. He provided the rules for adding, subtracting, and multiplying with zero that we still use today. But he didn't stop at zero. Brahmagupta went negative when he realized that taking a number from a smaller number, 2 from 3 for example, left a negative number, or as he called it, a debt. He went on to create another set of rules, teaching the world how to add, subtract, multiply, and divide with positive and negative numbers. Brahmagupta also used math to dispute the assertion that the moon was further from the earth than the sun. He showed how to compute the relative location of the heavenly bodies and to calculate solar and lunar eclipses. His verses on astronomy were the basis of study for Arab scholars and astronomers for many years to come. Making major advances in both astronomy and mathematics, Brahmagupta was the first to write down many mathematical rules that served as a foundation for later advances. Giving the world zero turned out to be a lot more than nothing. I love that ender. Ashley did a good job. It turned out to be a lot more than nothing. You know what else is a lot more than nothing, Lucy? Oh, goodness. I still owe you 2 treats. Remember, if you're just tuning in, for every new backer or every $10 increase in your backing, which can go towards backer kit stuff at the end of the campaign, provided we fund, Lucy gets a treat. Yeah? You want this? Are you sure? Please, please. There we go. And she likes them. They're hickory bacon flavored chicken based treats. I don't know. Is that kind of like vegan bacon, which I also don't understand? There we go. Say hi, Lucy. Bow, 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 bow. I think we've got some messages over on Twitter, but I can't see anything because there are too many windows and not enough monkeys. Here we go. Miss Lucy is adorable. She's the best. Good. Okay, I'm going to check the Kickstarter total and see if anybody else wants you to get treats or if they want you to go hungry. I'm sorry, I'm rude. No, you got to stay here. I know. The door opens, but you can't go. You can't just run. You still get one more, I promise. We're going to read at least one more story, and then I will let you run free where the winds blow. Sounds delicious. Bacon-flavored chicken treats. I know. Like they're America's favorite snack that smiles back. That's goldfish, Lucy. You'd probably also really like a goldfish. Nom, nom, nom. You like popcorns. Come here. Stop trying to slide off the couch. You ding-ding. So if you're just joining us, we are reading Eureka by Dane Alt and Ashley Hammond. You can find them Monkey Minion Press. They're also available at cons nationwide. You can find them. They'll be at Rose City Comic Con, amongst other places. And I'm getting the full lean. She's 70 pounds. She's not small with all this full lean. Don't you want another story? We usually read stories when Lucy's in the bath. She likes Beyond by Dane and Ashley. She likes David Malky's Wondermark series. That's pretty fun. I was reading her, not postcards, shortest story by Peter, I always butcher his last name, Tchaikovsky. But you can find him at the shortest story on Twitter. He's also Rock Paper Cynic, and they're like little postcards with short stories on them, and they are all like they remind me of Ben Dewey's tragedy series, where like 25% of them are funny and 75% of them are tragic, but they are really thought provoking little short stories, and they're easy to read to Lucy when she's in the tub. Yeah? What are you doing, you goof? Miss Lucy, hey, you gotta sit still. You're getting at least one more. You're gonna get at least one more. I know you're being so patient. Can I read you one more story from Eureka? At least one more story. Feel free to chat with us in the box. Raise your pledge, and Lucy will get treats because, as you can tell, she is starving to death. So starving to death. Also, she really likes them. They're these little grain-free cubes. Yes, I know. You're being so good. You're being so good. Did you want one? They're pretty good. You like them. You have to lie down. Lie down, please. Down. There we go. And don't drool on the book, you silly git. She likes the treats. The stories are happening. Shall we read one more? Feel free. Oh, nope. Don't leave me. Otherwise, it's just me reading to the internet. Yes. Oh, wasting away. And you know what, Teresa Baker, I should have waited to get Lucy lots of treats. Thank you so much for raising your pledge to a custom song level for you. There's an extra couple of treats in here for Lucy. We are down to one custom full-length song left, so if you want it, you better grab it. We also have 5 slots for cover songs, and I think we have 4 slots left for jingles. Don't quote me on that, but I think it's 4. So those are going to start to go fast. We have all of our house concerts are still available, and those are in person or online. By the magic of the internet, we can be in your living room. So if you're worried about noise or having your neighbors make a complaint about having not enough space, feel free to book us for a house concert, and you can stream us live by internet. And we can do that for, especially if you're overseas, if you're in England, hi Abby, or if you're not in the U.S. and you want a full PDX Broadsides concert experience, but you can't afford to bring us to you, we can definitely arrange a house concert in your living room. Go ahead and back that house concert level and drop us a line, and we'll tell you what's up. We can do all of that. Abby says hello. Abby says hello. Can we wave? Bow, 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 bow. She's the most patient of Muppets because she's getting many treats. You are clearly just wasting away. I know. So we're going to read another story from Eureka by Dane Alt and Ashley Hammond, which is a beautiful art book about scientists that you should know. We've read about my favorite scientist, Rosalind Franklin. We've read about Brahmagupta, and I'm going to open it to a random page, and we're going to read that. What? Because you're not getting treated right now? What page, Lucy? What's it going to be? It's going to be this one. Ooh, Mary Anning. So Mary Anning, there is a connection of analogy between the creatures of the former and present world. And here's the beautiful art that they made of Mary Anning. So who is Mary Anning? Let's read on. Mary Anning, selling seashells by the seashore. In 1811, Mary Anning was only 12 when she found the skeleton of the first ichthyosaur to be studied by British scientists. The discovery of this unknown animal helped to ignite a fiery debate in scientific circles throughout England. How old was the world? Was it possible that an entire species of animals died out long before man observed them? Anning made her living by hunting, preparing, and sketching fossils. Though she never published a paper and was only rarely credited in those published by the scientists who studied her discoveries, Anning was an early expert on the fossils she hunted near her home on the southern British coast. After that first stunning find, she would go on to find more fossils of ichthyosaur species in different sizes helping to round out the world's first understanding of the animal. Anning found that the very first known plesiosaur fossils, and in 1823 found its first complete skeleton. She discovered multiple extinct fish and sold the first pterosaur found outside of the European continent. But Anning didn't just discover fossils, Lucy. No, she didn't. She observed them, and she learned about them and taught others what she knew. Well-known collectors and scientists from England, America, and across Europe all eventually found themselves visiting her small shop. She taught others how to find and prepare fossils properly, provided the sketches and illustrations used in numerous papers and presentations, and provided her own suggestions and observations to naturalists studying her work. After years of work, Anning realized that commonly found small fossilized rocks containing bones and scales were actually fossilized feces. That's right. She discovered poop. She shared this theory with famed paleontologist William Buckland. After further research, he published a paper in 1829 on what he called coprolites and credited Anning for her work. Paleontologists now regularly use coprolites to study ancient ecosystems. Anning's many discoveries and observations would help scientists then and now gain a better understanding of the world, its age, and its animals, and ultimately help pave the way for a new scientific discipline, paleontology. Mary Anning did that. Yeah. Oh, Shelby loves Mary Anning too. And I said poop. Yes. Poop, poop, poop. Coprolites, fossilized poop, which are important in understanding the movement of animals, what they ate, what locations they were in, because if you knew where a plant grew and you found that in an animal's poop, you might be able to tell how far they had traveled from the original source if it was something that wasn't common in the area. Yeah, migration of animals. You don't migrate very far. You go from couch to yard pretty much, don't you? Let me put this down. I think you get another treat. And we're going to check the numbers and see how many treats you get. You get at least two. You get one from before. And then we told, oh dear. Oh no. Lucy. Thank you, Phil, and thank you, Shelby. Love you both. Lucy, you're about to get so fat. You're so fat, but that's okay. You, mwah. Thank you. Holy crap. Phil Broughton, who is also Commodore Funranium and one of my best friends in the universe, just increased his pledge to get one of our jingles. So now we're down to like 3. And Shelby just nabbed the very last of our full-length songs, serotonin dopamine level. Thank you. Oh, holy crap. We're out of full-length songs. We're out of them, Lucy. There are no more. We will write you a hell of a song. I promise, both of you. Thank you. I have to do some math, Lucy, but I think that's 60 treats plus 2. 62 treats that you're about to get. Start with 1. I'm so screwed. How many treats are even in this bag? Should I just pour them over you like a rain? Make the treats rain, Lucy. Oh, where have you been? Jeez, my hand from petting her is dirty. You are getting a bath, and then we're gonna read Beyond tonight. You are so gross. I love you, but you are literally disgusting right now, and you're on my couch. I'm gonna vacuum the couch, and I'm gonna bath you. That's what's happening. You can have another one of the nice treats at the very least. Oh, you are about to get so many treats, Lucy. Thank you very, very much. We are very excited about relatable content. Come here. Lucy gets 62 treats at this point.
Wow. All right. Well.
Yeah, we might have to spread them out a little bit. We're down to 60.
Just keep feeding her.
Just gonna keep feeding you because you're clearly very, very hungry. Um, gonna have an orb dog. That's pretty much it. What? Yes. Yes. Should we read one more? Should we read one more? I'm sure you don't need any more treats. Maybe we'll spread them out, but you always need more treats, don't you? She's so cute. She's unbearably cute, but also very, very gross. Bah. Are there any requests for and some belly rubs too? Shelby had a great idea for a song, and I think it's fantastic. It's in the chat, so I don't think it's a spoilers. We'll talk about it after the campaign ends. But a great British baking show song about soggy bottoms. I would love to write that song. Sincerely, I love the Great British Baking Show. My favorite. I like reality shows, but I like them when they're for talent reasons and when they're doing things that are super supportive of each other. So I love RuPaul's Drag Race. I'm not really digging the Untucked this season because in previous seasons they've been a lot more supportive, and this time they've got a couple of girls who are really, really fighty. But some of them are really nice and help each other out. But the Great British Baking Show, Great British Bake Off, they are always so kind to each other and they help each other out even when things are going sideways for them in the kitchen. They'll always take time to help out another competitor, and I really love that. It's supportive. It's supportive, huh? I like supportive. When I'm having a bad day, I want to watch something that's funny where people are, if they're not being nice to each other, at least they're not. They're being butts in a way that doesn't affect the whole world, just affects them. So I do love It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia because it just affects a few people and they usually destroy themselves and not an entire city's worth of folks. Though it's coming close, huh? Shall we read another story? Shall we read one more? Let's read one more. Is that all right with you? All right, let's pick a random page. We got a good one last time. Let's see if we can get another good one. Ooh. Yeah, I think we did. This is about Emmy Nutte, which is fun to say. Nutte. It's not Nuther, it's Nutte. And here's the beautiful art, again done by Dane, and the story is by Ashley. This book, again, if you're just tuning in, is called Eureka, the art of scientists you should know, I think. The art book about scientists who changed the world, but they are really scientists you should know. And Dane said the nicest thing to me after we backed this book, and he said, "I want to put you in one of the future editions." Like he thought that one day I would make science that changed the world, and I hope I do. I study how placentas work, and I want healthy mamas and healthy babies, right, Lucy? That's what we want. Good placentas, but we don't eat them. No. Eating placentas is gross. Don't put them in your mouth. Phil says, you can't go anywhere. No, come back. Come back, Lucy. She's like, I'm gone. I'm over this. Great British Baking Off let my mom and I say smeg to each other. That's good. I'm glad. Thank you for sharing with the class. Would you come back for a treat? I owe you like 60 of them. We're going to read about Emmy Nutte, but I'll give you another treat if you come back. This dog might be really food focused. Oh, goodness. Yes. All right. Let's read about Emmy Nutte. 59. We're down to 59 treats. Math to the power of perseverance. When Emmy Nutte was fired from her position as a professor of mathematics at Göttingen in 1933 by the Nazi regime because she was Jewish, she continued her work, meeting with students and colleagues in her home. This probably surprised no one who knew her. Nutte was known for caring about her work and students to the exclusion of nearly everything else, and this certainly wasn't the first time the establishment had attempted to shut her out. Because women weren't allowed to enroll in German colleges, a young Nutte audited classes and got special permission to attend lectures. She eventually got her PhD in mathematics from Erlangen in 1907. She spent the next 7 years there working without pay or an official title. In 1915, she moved to Göttingen University, but she was still unpaid. Nutte lectured under the name of a male professor as his assistant. In 1919, Nutte received the government's permission to lecture, but she still didn't have an official job or a paycheck. In 1922, after working and teaching for 14 years without pay, she was given a special title and a small salary. Nonetheless, Nutte made huge contributions to mathematics and physics. In 1918, she published the explanation and proof of what became known as Nutte's first theorem. This theorem not only solved the seeming contradictions between Einstein's general relativity and the law of conservation of energy, but it gave theoretical physicists an important tool for calculations that is still in use today. That is right. Nutte's paper about ring theory was so consequential that mathematicians today still refer to some objects as Nutterian. I don't know that I got that right, but I made an attempt. Her work in abstract algebra continued to greatly affect and change the field, not only through her published papers, but in the work of students and colleagues who credited her ideas in their own research. Colleges and governments tried to exclude the woman Albert Einstein called a creative mathematical genius again and again, but she refused to be discouraged or kept out. With good humor and absolute focus, Emmy Nutte spent her life doing what she loved: studying, teaching, and living math. That's all about Emmy Nutte. Yeah. Yes, I know, you're here for the treats. They're here for you. So this is how it goes. There we go. It is still hard to be a woman in STEM. Dr. Nutte clearly had it much worse. Oh no, afterwards. Oh, well, she's going to make a mess. She's going to make a right mess if I give it to her right now.
Probably.
Oh man, Lucy. So we're going to trade a bunch of her treats for this. This is an iced treat banana and honey recipe.
Puppy ice cream!
It's puppy ice cream that we've had waiting for a special occasion for her. And I hope it's okay with you. There's still quite a bit left in the carton. We're going to trade some of the little individual treats and give her this big container instead. Would you like to watch this dog eat puppy ice cream? I'm sure that you do. And make a mess on this dress, I am positive. But it'll be worth it because you all made it worth it. Thank you so much for all that you do in order to promote our Kickstarter, for being here tonight and probably watching this on the replay too, and helping us make relatable content, the album and tour, an absolute reality. Come on, do the thing. There we go. All right. So we're going to click here. And, oh, yes, we're okay to trade for some ice cream, Lucy. We're okay. You ready? Can you come here? It's puppy ice cream. There we go. What was the flavor again? Honey and banana? Banana and honey, made with real banana and real honey. No dairy, ice cream style treat. So that's what she's getting right now because of your kind donations towards making this album happen. What else can I tell you? Oh, being a woman in STEM is very hard. Even still, we don't have it as bad as they did in the 1920s because we do get paid. But in general, women in STEM make less than men do. And we have a harder time getting promoted. We have a harder time moving into higher academic positions. So my current mentor talks about this pyramid of what it's like to be in academia, and that bleed out is largely women. In part because if you choose to have a family, it ranks against you. It shouldn't, but they say, oh, well, clearly your time is divided amongst too many things. And I've heard that time and again, even from people who say, no, women should have an equal opportunity in the sciences. We don't get a lot of FMLA. In fact, we get very little vacation. As a postdoc, I get 10 days of vacation a year, period. And if I work on a weekend, it doesn't really count for me. It's just expected. So there's a lot of pushback still being a woman in STEM. Hashtag Me Too also has a STEM hashtag, hashtag Me Too STEM. And there is a great group run by a professor who was out of Vanderbilt until they reversed her tenure decision recently, uh, Beth Ann McLaughlin. And she runs Me Too STEM, and what that is a nonprofit organization where if you are a woman or non-binary person in the sciences, I think if you're a man in the sciences too, and you're a junior person and you feel like you're being harassed or something is unfair, you can contact Me Too STEM and say, I need some help. And they will hire a lawyer to help write a letter for you. Because sometimes all you need is a letter to make things change. And if that doesn't work, then they help you send in the big guns and find more resources. So if you want to learn more about Me Too STEM, they are a nonprofit at Me Too STEM on Twitter. Dr. McLaughlin is doing amazing things to help make sure that we are all working on a more equitable surface. So, what? How are you doing on that ice cream? It's pretty frozen salt. Oh, she's making good work. Oh, this honey banana ice cream. Yeah, we want to write a great British baking show. So I'm going to sit here for the next 15 minutes as she just eats ice cream from my lap because you were all very, very generous. For those of you just joining us, we see a couple of new viewers. This is Lucy. We've been reading stories about famous scientists from Dane Alt and Ashley Hammond's book, Eureka. And for every new backer or every $10 you raise your backing, Lucy gets a treat. And we subbed some of those treats for doggy ice cream because she was up to 62 treats. There's only so many treats we can fit in her belly at once. We'll space out the rest over the next 24 hours or so she doesn't pop unless there's even more. There's still time. We'll be on air for a little bit longer. I think I'm going to have her finish this ice cream when we're done. Okay, that's enough for right now. Wow! She actually did pretty good in the few minutes we were here. So I'm going to put this away, and you can have some more after we're done, okay? It's not gone forever. It's just gone for right now. Uh-oh. Here, you can have another chicken treat in the meantime. It's a hickory bacon treat made from real chicken. I don't know. You have to wait. We're going to read one more story and check the chat. How does Lucy not get brain freeze? Because she's magic and her head is totally encased in fluff which insulates her brain meats. Isn't that true? Well, insulated brain meats. Clearly this dog never gets any love or any affection. All right, Lucy, we're going to check the Kickstarter one more time and then we're going to read one more story and we'll check again and determine how many more treats you're going to get tonight. You poor thing. You poor starving thing. I know. Lucy's having a great time, if you couldn't tell. There's the chat. Great. We're still rolling. Sorry, I'm dealing with Restream. Last night was the first time I'd ever dealt with Restream, and it was for Drunken Sexy Science because we got to 75% on Friday night, and I said, I will do something ridiculous on the internet and put up the poll. And the first option, though the top option was Drunken Sexy Science. So I read reproductive research papers and drank wine and read them to you. And I had a lot of fun. We'll do that again. But tonight it was option number 2, which was feed Lucy treats and read her about science. So let's do one more story. One more story and you can finish your puppy ice cream, okay? Do you want to help pick? You can't. You don't have thumbs. Haha. Oh, we did Eminota. Were there any requests? Insulated Brain Meats. It is a great death metal album name. We did Mary Anning. We did Brahmagupta. I keep flipping to Eminutta. That is apparently where my thumb wants to go. I love the title of this one, so we're going to stick with it. This is Isaac Newton. Here's what Mr. Newton looks like. Isaac Newton. You ready for this, Lucy? One more story. Isaac Newton, changing science in spite of himself. Isaac Newton revolutionized the world of science in spite of himself. Arrogant, secretive, and brilliant, Newton redesigned the telescope, made major contributions to optics, wrote the laws of motion, and discovered gravity. Well known in his lifetime, he helped shine a rational light on science and the study of the universe. Newton was also highly sensitive to criticism, slow to publish his discoveries, obsessed with alchemy, and convinced he alone understood God's plan for the universe. Sounds pretty typical of most male scientists I've met, Lucy. It's true. Newton studied mathematics at Cambridge University. When plague raged in 1665, he went home and studied on his own. He focused on the subjects that would later make his reputation, including optics, motion, gravity, and calculus. However, Newton was paranoid about his work. His notebooks were written in code, and he shared little of his new theories or ideas with even his closest friends or advisors. While studying light and optics, Newton redesigned the telescope to use mirrors instead of lenses. When the Royal Society showed interest in this new tool, he published his related theories about light. Criticism of these ideas drove Newton to avoid further public discussions. He would not publish again for 12 years. Very sensitive, very arrogant. Eventually, persuaded by friends and fellow scientists, please, Newton, come back. It's okay. We didn't mean those things we said about you. Newton published Principia, which contained his three universal laws of motion. The first identified gravity and outlined the science of mechanics. The second dealt with fluids and movement, including calculating the speed of sound from the density of the air. The third demonstrated how the law of gravity worked in the universe, explaining the revolution of the planets. He explained all of his theories mathematically. While Newton was dragging science into the modern world of rational facts and mathematics, how dare, he was also spending vast amounts of time on his alchemical pursuits and biblical analysis. As he aged, Newton became stranger and more paranoid, withdrawing from society and finally suffering a breakdown in 1693. Isaac Newton's achievements far surpassed his eccentricities. Today we recognize his ideas helped the world of science leave the Dark Ages and enter the modern world. Through new physical therapies, though new physical theories have emerged, young engineers still learn Newton's laws of motion. The science we study and practice today was built in part on Newton's brilliant framework. It's true. Those three laws of motion are key and cornerstone to what we know about physics and engineering today, but he was kind of a jerk. It's all right, and had to be babied a little bit. Like, it's okay, Newton. It's okay. We know that we made you feel bad, but why don't you come back and try again? I've been there. Sometimes you submit a grant somewhere, they send you back your scoring. You know what you have to do, Newton? You have to get back on that pony. That's right, Lucy. You have to get back on that pony and try again. Because if you don't try again, what are you going to get? Nothing. You're going to get less than nothing. But if you try again, the worst thing that can happen is they tell you no again. Listen to the reviewers' comments and try to make it better. And sometimes the reviewers are wrong. I recently got back a grant, and two of the reviewers really loved it, and one of the reviewers freaking sank it. And I looked at his comments. My mentor looked at his comments, and we said, well, their comments. Don't know that it was a he. And we said, you know what? A couple of these observations are valid, and I can improve. And one of them, the other two reviewers loved my training plan. This reviewer described my training plan as tepid, and my mentor was so mad about it that an hour later, I was way down in another bay, and I heard him march by, muttering under his breath, "Tepid my ass." So you can't please everybody, but you learn, you do better. Take the criticism, and maybe sometimes you go, yeah, you know what, I can be doing better. And sometimes you can go jog on as you do. Yeah. Green Jelly. It's a cover band. They're making cover bands now without us. Ride the Pony, says Phil. I did write a song called Ride the Pony about the Oatmeal's Brilliant cartoon. We haven't performed it yet. It's been sitting around for a while, and it didn't make it onto this album because we ended up writing so much else that was really good. We had enough songs. I don't know if anybody uses Trello. It's like a workspace where you can rank things, and you can organize lists and things. It's really great. We use a combination of Slack and Trello in the band to discuss and organize ideas. And we put all of the songs that we'd written on Trello just in the last 2 years, since the release of Trust Issues. And we had enough to make a double album easily, just from the stuff that was pretty good. And having to hammer that down to 13 songs that we were really, really happy with was a challenge. And hearing them back now, they're in the final mixing stage. They're amazing. And if you want to hear what's close to final mixing of Winter is Coming, we released that video this week when we hit 9,000. It's available on YouTube now. There's a sample of House of the Wind up on YouTube right now that you can hear. And I'm sure that when we hit 12.5, you'll hear another song for sure. And if you have any opinions based on looking at Kickstarter, if you want to hear one of those songs, let us know. There is an early draft version of Orpheus up on YouTube right now too, and Orpheus has gotten kicking in the studio. It's got bass with Chris Waffle from Mega Thruster on it, and extra layers of piano. It's so good. Orpheus, the Me Too song, Me Too meets the Greeks. It kicks. I'm so happy with it. Hi, Tom. So we're going to check the Kickstarter one more time, maybe give you a couple more treats, and then we're going to say bye-bye to everybody and let them get about their evenings. But this has been Storytime with Lucy. Thank you so much for paying attention and helping us raise money to make sure that relatable content, the album and tour, can still happen. And during this broadcast, we got the last of our custom full-length songs booked, and we have a couple more jingles left, and we have the cover song slots left, plus house concerts, Together Breakfast, where you can have brunch with us in Portland. If you're in one of our East Coast cities, yes, we will have brunch with you there too. Or if you're in Seattle, we often do shows in Seattle. We'd be happy to arrange brunch there. So please let us know. And we've got Hot Seat, which is premium seats at one of our shows for you and 3 friends. We'll take care of the tickets. We'll set you up real close to the stage, and we'll dedicate a song, or we'll dedicate a song to you, and we'll probably involve you in some of our nonsense, unless you would rather that we didn't. So that's how it goes. Lucy, say hello. Say hello. Your second cousin, Sean. He's my cousin. I guess that makes him your second cousin. Just tuned in. Hey, Sean. Hi, Shantea. We've been reading to Lucy. You can check out the entire broadcast in a little bit. I'm going to look at our Kickstarter to see where we're at and see how many more treats we owe Lucy. Yes? Okay. Good. Oh, that number makes me very happy, though. Right now we are at 11,234, 11234, which makes the number nerd in me very happy. Please feel free to break that number. I'm down. Oh, Dana's ecstatic and sad that we've sold out of our custom songs for now. It's okay. We still have the short jingle length ones available, the Orpheus level. And we do have cover songs as well. We're also hireable year round to do custom songs, but the Kickstarter ones take precedence, and we'll make sure that those get done first. And it is a special deal for us to be doing the custom songs for Kickstarter. They're less than we would normally charge because we really want to do this tour. And so we wanted to give everybody a little bit of a treat for doing that. Yeah. What? You want to say hello to everybody? So thank you, everybody, for donating to our Kickstarter. Again, that's bit.ly/relatablebroads with a capital R and a capital B. You can also find us by searching for us on Kickstarter, Relatable Broadsides, or Relatable Content by the PDX Broadsides. We've also been posting about it on Facebook and Twitter and everywhere. Do you want another treat? Is that what we're doing? I still owe Lucy like 30 treats because of your donations this evening. What? Oh. Hickory bacon flavored chicken treats. I don't know who thinks of these things. It's like tofu bacon. That's not really bacon. That's tofu that somebody flavored with smoke. Yeah. What? I think, yeah, we've been here for about an hour. It's probably time to go. But thank you so much for tuning in and doing story time with Lucy. If you had fun, let us know, and maybe we'll do it again later this week. My birthday is Saturday, and I really want this to get funded for my birthday. And we might do a reading later in the week. Maybe we'll read something more celebratory in nature to celebrate my birthday coming up. And again, if you heard any of these stories and you want to see the beautiful art or get the book, it's called Eureka by Dana and Ashley Hammond. You can get it from Monkey Minion Press. They do cons all across the U.S., including Rose City Comic Con if you're here in Portland. I think they're doing Dragon Con this year in Atlanta. So are we. We're excited to be back as a house band. If you get the coloring book of Eureka, the lyrics on the bottom are actually from the PDX Broadside song Eureka that we wrote them as part of their Kickstarter. So it's a big cycle, a circular admiration fest. Let's say that. All right. Any other last comments? The Wolf Diet says if Lucy can see it, she can eat it. It's true. Lucy is a very good listener. You are a very good listener when you're getting treats, huh? I'm a very good listener when there's chocolate involved. It's true. You want one more? A chicken bacon treat? You have been exceptionally good. I gotta say, this dog has sat here very still for an hour and gotten pets and treats, which I know is not a is a total hardship, but she's been super duper chill, and it's been fun to get to read to her. Oh, we love the PDX broadsides. We love you, Dana and Ashley. Story time was awesome. We will do this again. Are you ready to say bye-bye? I'm not ready to say bye-bye, but I think it's about that time. Come here, Papa. Ready? Come on. I'll give you one more. Come up here. Can you look over here at camera one? Here we go. What's that? Bye! Bloop, bloop, bloop. Say bye-bye, Lucy. Bye-bye, Lucy. Okay. Good night, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you soon.